In this tutorial, I want to show you how we can join data that doesn't have a corresponding FIPS code or geography identifier like we do when we have census data. We can join data and collate it according to other variables that GIS can use to match cases up. So I'm going to just use states for right now. So I'm going to add state boundaries here. And you'll notice if I open up the attribute table, there are a number of things. There is a state FIPS code and so on, state abbreviation, state name. We can use any of these in order to match data that we get from other websites in order to merge data. So I'll just show you an example here. Let's go to the Kaiser State Health Facts and we'll go get health status data. And let's get teen birth rate per 1,000. And you can see there's already a map here, but that's not the map we want to play with. And there's our data in a table, and we can go down here and download these data. I'm just going to go ahead and open them so I can clean them up. And you have to clean this data just like you do anything else. And you can see we've got some empty rows and some excess stuff here. I'm just going to call this state. This is going to be called TBR09 for teen birth rate in 09, as you can see it there. And I'm going to get rid of all this excess stuff up here. And make sure there's nothing at the bottom. Get rid of all that. Now if you were being comprehensive, you might want to save a full data set that has all that information, but we're going to do the shorthand for it now. The other thing you want to do is you'll notice that some of my state names are cut off, and I need to use those state names in order to merge them, join them with the state names that are in my shapefile. So I want to make sure that they're fully exposed, and you can do that again by putting the cursor between A and B here and double clicking. The other thing you'll notice is that it's the states, but there's also a row for United States, and obviously we don't have a state called United States, and that's fine because again this row is not going to match up with anything and that data will just simply disappear. The other thing we want to do is make sure that these are formatted in the way that we need to. In the shapefile, state names are saved as string files, essentially text files. So we want to make sure that these are also formatted as text. So tell it to do text. And of course I want these to be numbers with at least one decimal place. Okay. And we can name this TBR09 if we want. And we're going to file save as. And you want to make sure you save this to wherever you're saving all of your material. I'm saving mine down here. And I'll call it teen birth rate 09. Make sure it saves as a 9703 workbook, and then we'll close it down. And we can go back into GIS, and we'll go ahead and add data, and go browse for where we saved it. Again, I named it Teen BR09. Go in and get the sheet inside. Add that. Again, we can open it to just check to make sure it looks right. So again, we're going to join that data to our shapefile, so states. I'm going to joins and relates, and join attributes from another table. And then I have to choose what in my shapefile is going to match up with those state names, and of course, state name makes sense. It's already reading state, and I'll hit OK. And I can check, and there in fact are my data. And so you can go ahead and shade a map by your new variable that's been added at the end there. So that's one way in which we can join data based on something other than a geography identifier or a corresponding FIPS code. We can use state name and so on. Okay, I hope that's helpful.